Hello everyone, welcome to Bhadra IAS. We are discussing APSC Mains 2018 paper. So we will discuss Assam PSC Mains paper 2018. We will take only two questions and we will discuss how to write a good answer. This is my intro. So I have experience of 5 UPSC interviews that includes 2 civil services interviews, 2 forest service interviews, 1 CAPF interview. मैंने 2 साल CRPF में भी वर्क किया है एज एन असिस्टेंट कमांडेंट and I have cleared prelims 7 times actually consecutively from 2015 to 2021. So सब एग्जाम के सारे phases का decent experience है and that I will share with you. So question number 1 from APSC Mains 2018. So what are the main features of directive principles of state policy? Discuss the relevance of policy for socio-economic development of a state. So यहाँ पे जो words red mark किए हुए हैं they are keywords and these keywords we can use in our answer as headings. So we will see how to use these keywords always in our answer to have a greater impact. So let us start. So we can make our intro from few keywords only. So DPSC they have been taken from Irish constitution. They are like instructions or guidelines for the government and they want to assert socio-economic democracy in the India. So even if you jot down Irish constitution, guidelines and socio-economic democracy, from those 4 keywords, you can make the whole intro. So this is a revision funda also. If we make a list of keywords on any topic, 15 to 20 keywords list if we make on any topic, we can easily write in 150 to 250 words answer. So that is the formula. Now as we discuss, ऑलवेज हमेशा हमको क्वेश्चन के कीवर्ड्स को एज अ हेडिंग यूज करना है सो दैट उससे इंप्रेशन जाता है दैट वी आर राइटिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द डिमांड ओनली. सो आफ्टर द इंट्रो we will write the main features of DPSP and then we will write few things like they are not enforceable like fundamental rights. They give a comprehensive economic, social and political guidelines to state to ensure development of demographic dividend of the country to the maximum possible limit. Generally, they are categorized in socialist, Gandhian, and liberal DPSPs. Also, when questions are having so many parts in them, we can actually use some innovation in one part of the question. So we wrote intro. After that, we are writing second part, the main features of DPSP. So we can write like this: main features of DPSP, and then we can write like this: not enforceable, contain comprehensive social economic program. Then we can write categorized in socialist, Gandhian and liberal categories. So this part which is not that significant as the next part which is the relevance of DPSPs. So we can represent this part in hub and spoke model. Now third part again we are using the question keywords as it is. Relevance of policy, that is DPSP for socio-economic development. So single keyword if we remember that can unlock a lot of understanding. So sustainable development. So DPSPs they ensure economic progress along with environmental sustainability and socio-economic equity. So that is why ultimately they ensure sustainable development which is relevant for 21st century. They try to reduce socio-economic inequalities which we are seeing that they are increasing. Then accountability of government. So we can see in DPSPs safety at work, minimum wages, they are discussed. So we can use DPSPs to make government accountable. Then they ensure that human capital development is taking place by having provisions like free compulsory education. Then they also talk about women rights, uniform civil code, equal wages for men and women. So that is also a thing. Then environment. So DPSPs, they also ensure the balance between economic progress and environmental sustainability. Thus, they are relevant for socio-economic development uh, from the perspective of sustainable development goals. So this is the relevance. So we can see we need to give 4 to 6 line into, then we need to give a heading, and we can use hub and spoke model. Then we again give a heading, and then we write our points. So revision funda is, if you are taking these just two keywords from each point. So these are 12 keywords, 4 keywords for into 16 keywords, 4 from the second part, that is key features of DPSP. So in around 15 to 20 keywords, you can make a whole answer of 152 to 50 words. So that is the formula. Now, second question, discuss the civil disobedience movement from the beginning till its withdrawal in 1934. So, and then assess its importance as the greatest mass movement in the India. So now we are giving this heading, civil disobedience movement from beginning till its withdrawal in 1934. In such questions, when we have to write a lot, we can actually skip intro altogether. So I have just started from the body itself, civil disobedience movement from beginning till its withdrawal in 1934. So we can write all these things. So in Lahore Congress session, the leaders, they claim complete independence as their goal, and they launch then Gandhi launched the Dandi March in 1930, spread of movement. So then we can write it spread to northwest India, northeast India, and central India. Then Gandhi Urban Pact. So they decided to withdraw civil disobedience movement and participate in round table conference. The conference failed. Finally, Gandhiji withdrew the movement in 1934. So we can we can write like this, and we can represent all this thing in timeline. So we can write, and we can make before intro, in place of intro, this thing like Lahore Congress, Lahore Congress session, then next event Dandi March, then next, like this we can innovate. We can make a timeline also which represents the major events. Then next part, importance as the greatest mass movement. So again we can see, just with the help of few keywords we can make a whole answer. So its objective was different from other last mass movements. Like in civil disobedience, we focus on complete independence. Then methods were not just the non-cooperation but active violation of laws, so like not giving tax, anti-Chaukidarana tax movement. Then we saw massive participation of women and youth on the call of Gandhiji. So he had especially asked women to play a leading part, particularly in picketing, burning of foreign clothes, and all these things. Massive participation of peasants and business groups was also seen. So this word is key. If we are talking, the question itself is saying the greatest mass movement. So we have to use such words. Massive. Congress was organizationally more stronger. More people went to jail on leaders' call. So this is how it was the greatest mass movement. So this is how we can create a good answer based on 15 to 20 keywords. Now exercise. So just after this point we can separately write Northeast India, because we are writing it for APSC. So that will give us an extra age, like agitation against Cunningham circular in Assam, Manipur and Nagaland. They also took part in the movement. Particularly we can mention Rani Gaidin Liu, a Naga spiritual leader. So that will give us an extra age. We can separately write about Northeast India. Then power of the map. So one important innovation possible in this question is that we can make a map of India, and we can show whatever that was happening in different parts of the country through the map, and that will be quite powerful a tool. So we can make this, and we can write Assam. So we can write Cunningham circular. Then we can write Rani Gai, then Liu. Then we can write here anti Chaukidar tax movement in Bihar. Then we can plot the Dandi March here. Dandi March. So then we can, these are the again similar salt marches. Then we can do, we can write Khudai Khidmat Gars here. Khidmat Gars. So this is how we can represent whole civil disobedience movement on the map, and that will be a powerful tool to represent the greatest mass movement that it is. We can see all over the map of India. We are seeing the footprints of the this movement. So we can use this map also in our answer, and that will give us an extra edge. So this is all that we had to discuss about these two questions. Further, we'll take more questions. Thank you.